emphasize it here. If any letter that comes from any agency or organizations or ministries, let's make sure that our ministry is fully represented. So being the councils, let us not say that, oh, we are just councils, we should not attend such meetings. Attend them. Whatever is said there, even if you cannot contribute, make sure that when you come back, you filter the message. Sometimes somebody will have some idea about it.
The minister and the two delegates wrap up day one at Kanifi Municipal Council. The minister has made it categorically clear that for the ministry to move forward, all hands must be on deck to partake in any meaningful development, stressing the need for teamwork, commitment, and readiness to serve the people to the fullest. Buba SMCC, Grts.
Action Aid International de Gambia has set up a communication unit to help enhance its capacity in the country by communicating effectively with the various communities they make impacts on. The forum, held at Tango headquarters, attracted officials of the NGO community and the media fraternity. Famara Kanyi has details.
Decades in the Gambia, Action Aid International have initiated scores of improvements in many critical sectors. Yet little of this is known to infantile and emerging generations. It could be owing to lack of documentation and effective communication units to help convey the work of this reputable NGO in the country. And so the NGO is initiating a tactical component to mitigate the issue of communication and documentation, recording all its activities and engagements in the country.
One of our key priority areas is on campaigns. And you cannot campaign without, effectively documenting your experiences and using them as evidence for those campaign issues that you want to grapple with, actually. So we are very strong in communication, and that's more of the reason why we have kind of developed this strategy in collaboration with our partners and other key stakeholders, so that we can see together, as a country, as a people of the country, to pave the way forward as best as we can in terms of what are the people saying, what are their issues, what are the key issues that we need to work on to deliver on our respective objectives that we have identified.
The NGO, which conducts far-reaching programs vastly aimed at grassroots improvements, has ever been working closely with communities across the country. The organization has long been using the print and electronic media to showcase its programs, which range from social, economic, political to cultural spheres. Action Aid is currently propelling 3 local right programs in 4 districts around the country. Already, community journalism groups exist in 3 LRPs, as they are called. Here, officials are looking to help and inspire young Gambians who aspire to become journalists and expert communicators.
We believe communications can connect and inspire people to act. We also believe it can influence policymakers. We also believe that it can bring together donors and the poor people together to exchange ideas and talk. We believe it can enhance our visibility. We believe it can raise funds. And I want to, urge all of you to be ready for what Action Aid is, because this is going to be an exciting period for not only Action Aid, but for the media practitioners in this country.
Censoring its achievements in the Gambia could be a challenging affair in the absence of poor communication units and mechanisms to help tap their success and failures through the ongoing process. Officials believe that the endeavor will somewhat help the initiation of critical judgments on the services they are rendering for communities across the Gambia. Famara Kanyi, Grts News.
The Gambia Armed Forces hereby informs the general public that it would conduct a series of live firing exercise for recruit intake 33A at the Lance Corporal Bojang Range in Brikama from Thursday 26 September to Sunday 4 October 2013. The general public, especially residents living around the range in Brikama and its satellite villages, are cautioned to avoid the designated area on the above mentioned dates. Your usual cooperation is highly solicited. The next Operation Clean the Nation is slated for Saturday, 28 September 2013. The National Environment Agency reminds governors, Sefolu, Alkalolu, ward councillors and government institutions, urging them to organize and fully participate in the next national cleanup exercise within their areas of responsibility. The last batch of would-be Gambian pilgrims have successfully reconnected with others in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The bulk of this year's prospective pilgrims is dominated by women, and as we hear in this report by Modu Bajan, the women have kind words for authorities for putting them on board national development programs.
Gambian pilgrims left Banjul International Airport for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia ahead of the 2013 Hajj. Known for their active participation in the socio-economic development of the country, women are also big-time players in other activities including religion, as they make up nearly 60% of the number of pilgrims for this year's Hajj. However, some of these women pilgrims are relatively younger than the majority, who seems to be in their 50s and 60s. As one of the Hajj Commission members, Dr. Abubakar Senghor, explains, there is a clear Islamic standpoint regarding the performance of Hajj for both men and women. He states that this position may be critical but not necessarily discriminatory with regards to age.
Hajj is a very hectic and a very expensive process. And then secondly, also physical ability, or physical fitness. Once one is physically fit, regardless of sex, regardless of age, regardless of any social class or strata, that one also can embark on the mission. And third is the security of the route or of the way to Makkah. And today, people coming from most parts of the Islamic world are not facing any threat while going to Makkah.
Dr. Senghor further reveals that one can go to Mecca once the basic requirements are met. However, the Islamic scholar mentions regulations put in place by the Saudi Arabian authorities regarding Hajj for certain women.
Now, these are the major requirements that must be fulfilled before one should embark on the move to Makkah, whether male or female. Although of late the Saudi Arabian government have been imposing a certain condition that women, particularly young women, before they embark on the mission to Hajj, they need to be accompanied with male relatives.
While boarding the huge Boeing 777 Ethiopian Airlines plane, some of the pilgrims, including Yima Fall and Aminata Seka, thanked Allah for availing them the opportunity to go to Mecca and perform one of Islam's most sacred rituals. Describing it as a success story, Dr. Senghor hailed GIA for securing the comfortable services of Ethiopian Airlines while commending government for their coordination and contribution in this year's Hajj. He emphasized the need for support to the pilgrims, particularly women, throughout their holy stay in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Having gone through several processes, including paperwork and medical examinations in order to secure the required visa, these pilgrims are finally leaving their loved ones, at least temporarily, to be tasked with the rigors of Hajj. Reporting for GRTS News, I am Modu Bajan.
Moments for introspection and reflection on the MDG shape activities at the 68th UN General Assembly as world leaders meet to deliberate on salient global issues, and Russian investigators prepare to prefer charges on 30 Greenpeace activists who tried to board its Arctic drilling platform. That's news beyond our borders when we return from this break. Welcome back to GRTS News. In his opening speech at the UN, the President of the General Assembly, John William, has reminded delegates of an ambitious declaration made 14 years ago. It aims to reduce extreme poverty by the year 2015. Under the MDG's, investments in health, education, infrastructure and access to clean drinking water will give millions in the developing world the chance to enjoy a better life. Now 2015 is really not far off, so let's take a look at how countries are reaching this goal.
Over a decade ago, with the aim of making a better world. First, to eradicate extreme poverty and hunger, to achieve universal primary education, to promote gender equality and empower women, reduce child mortality, improve maternal health, combat HIV, AIDS, malaria and other diseases, ensure environmental sustainability and to forge a global partnership for development. The results so far are mixed. Some progress has been made in primary education, but other goals like tackling extreme poverty won't be achieved by 2015. The aim was to achieve full and productive employment and decent work for all, including women and young people. There's been some success in parts of Asia, in North Africa and Latin America. But 1.2 billion people still live in extreme poverty. over 100 million children.